Hey there, ADB024 Aaron here, and I want to tell you why Russia, China, India, Pakistan, Iran, the Afghanistan government, and most Middle Eastern countries, they all want to see America collapse. And majority of all those countries are part of something called the Shanghai Cooperation Organization. You need to check that out. I told you in previous videos to do that. Now, why would they want to see America collapse? It has to do with NATO, which is a military alliance, and that's what the Shanghai Cooperation Act group is also. Now, we know the Muslims, the Muslim extremists, are a threat to Russia, even China and India and Pakistan, so they don't like them even so, but at the same time they're willing to have the Muslim extremists there, and they're using America to tackle these Muslim extremists, but at the same time they want to see America collapse, and they're going to use this war to make America collapse. They're going to feed the terrorists everything they need to defeat the American forces, just as we did, feeding the terrorists everything they needed to defeat the Soviet Union. It's amazing. This is it's amazing, and we know, for fact, these Muslim extremists, they don't like the Russians. I mean, this last week you had 2 terrorist bombings right in Russia, that train bombing, 40-some lives lost, but they're willing to deal with that because Russia, China, and most all these other countries, they don't look at what's going to happen with them next year. They look at down the road of where are our people, the Russian people, going to be in 500 years down the road? Where are they going to be 1,000 years down the road? And you know what their greatest threat is right now? It's not the Muslim extremists. It's the American. It's the NATO. It's NATO. NATO is more of a threat to them than the Muslim. The Muslim terrorists can be treated, but not without defeating the American, especially NATO. And you don't want to know who their worst enemy is, actually? It's the liberal. It's the Barack Hussein Obama, the liberal Geneva Convention loving human rights activist. Because what you put them out of the picture, and the Muslims are nothing. The Muslim extremists are nothing. They can be rooted out and destroyed, no problem. So the world's worst problem right now is the Western liberal, for China, for Russia, you name it. So they have to make America collapse, and they'll do everything possible to do that. And look into the Shanghai Cooperation Organization. I think that's the main axis that's going to help collapse America, and they're going to do everything they can to feed every Muslim terrorist everything they need to defeat America. And if you think that Osama bin Laden is living in a cave, you're completely your brain's so far screwed up that it's unbelievable. The majority of the Muslim terrorists are not living in caves or in the hills of Afghanistan. You know what? They're living better than you and me right here in America, and they're sitting on their computer, and the war is online right now. It's with the online propaganda all around the world. That's how they are. That's how they're getting around right now. It's the internet. That's where the real war's at. So America in Afghanistan's no different than the Soviet Union in Afghanistan. The world wants us to collapse.